Hi students, Maliki here. So I said I'd go through this with you again because it was a little bit confusing there on Thursday. So I'm in my Revit 2024 and I want to open my file. So what I'm doing is going down to Autodesk Docs, finding my project down here, going into my project files, into my WIP, my structural engineer, and I'll take this file here and open that one. Now, so what that's doing is that it is opening a local copy um, of the project onto my laptop. And I'll be doing my edits in Revit here on the laptop and synchronizing them back up. Now, so just to recap on a few things here, I've imported in the PDF. I think it was page number 3 from the architectural set. I'm going to enable, so I've selected, I'm going to enable snaps on the PDF, and then I'm going to pin it into position. There's the pin there so that it won't accidentally move. All right. Now, you see that I have done a few things here. Let's have a look. So I've got some of my columns are created. So what I want to show you is the process I used to create those slopey columns with the foundation, footing, and the little shoe, the steel shoe that's in there as well. You notice as well that I've divided up. These are just uh, transparent filled regions into the 3 areas. So I'm dividing my building structure, if you like, into 3 separate areas there as well. So that just helps me focus on that too. You notice as well here we did this exercise where I didn't particularly like the position of some of the grids. It just didn't make sense to me. So I'm allowing you to move the grids into a better position. So you can see D and D here. And then by clicking on the grid, I can alter the dimension that is here. So these aren't strict now. Yours might be slightly different, but the important thing is here is that that is an even space that matches this space down here. The curtain walling space is in here, and that matches that curtain walling space in here. And then this is the one that might be a little bit uneven in terms of dimension there. Okay, so I'm set up to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of those items, go into my filter up here, check none, and then I'm going to check columns, connections, and foundations, and I'm going to delete all of those. All right, so we're starting off from the correct position here. Now, because we're doing a sloped column here, okay, this is the tricky bit, is to get so that we are standing down here, we're looking that way. Okay, so looking south to north. All right, and the reason I want to orientate myself correctly is because the column slopes in east to west 2 degrees. Okay, so that's why I wanted to do that there. So I'm going to see if I can get this done in one for you here. I'm going to pop into my north elevation. And you'll notice as well that I put in a new level here. So I've got my finished floor level there, and I've got my ground level here. And I think for you guys, what I did was, um, yeah, it was that one there was minus 225. So just to be consistent, we'll do that. Okay, 225. So that's where the column will end. The shoe will fit in here and sit onto the foundation like so. All right, so there's 15. There's uh, grid line 15, and you notice that I've drawn in a reference plane. Okay, so I just selected the reference plane. It's in architecture here, reference plane there, and I picked on that intersection there, and I dragged the reference plane up, and I made it at 2 degrees this way. Now that means that I've got something to follow. I know now that when I draw up the column, that I'll be making sure that it is leaning in the correct direction. That's the important thing to do there. So I'm in the north elevation, and you can see that that's my reference plane there. Now I'm going to go over to structure. I'm going to go over to column, I'm going to make sure that I pick a slanted column here. I'm using the glue lam 300 by 300. I created that. I duplicated an existing glue lam that was there, and I created a 300 by 300. All right. Make sure that 3D snapping is turned on. That's important too. Now I can just literally go in and select that one, and then select the intersection of the Atrian root there, and that is my column gone in. Now it's not an awful lot easier than how I explained it the last time. Okay, so if I go into the south elevation, which is the opposite side there, it'll be over here, and I'll just change the to shaded. That's my column there. Okay, and you can see the reference plane there is there too. So that's the secret of it. North or south doesn't really matter. Making sure that it's leaning in the correct way with the reference plane and the reference plane at 2 degrees. Right, so once you've got one of those in position, now let's go and check it now in the ground floor, because sometimes it doesn't come up exactly where you want it. It can come up somewhere different here. Let's go into the 3D. Okay, so it's on D15, D15. So let's find D15. All right, there it is there. Okay, there's my column sitting in the correct position there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to position the footing, okay? And again, that was a family that I've given you. It's in Engage, so you can download that. It's in Imperial at the moment. Now, probably should go in and change that into metric, but we can do that in a few minutes. All right, so we're going to go into Structure tab, into Isolated, drop-down box here. That's the one that we imported in, the rectangular with the pier. I think that's it. And I went for the 6 foot by 6 foot by 1.6. Okay, something like that one there. So I'm going to select that. All right, here it is here. Now, you notice that I'm in the dead center there. So this is where I want to make sure that I get this into the correct position in the intersection of both of the grids there. Now, let's hit escape. And I'll go into my north elevation view here. So there it is there. Now, what's handy about this pier is I want that little gap there. This is where I want my shoe to come in. So if you select the pier, you can actually drag this down. So I'm going to drag it slightly below the level there and drag that one onto the level, because that actually is a steel plate that's there. And I'll show you this here, right? But there's a steel plate there. Okay, so now I'm nicely set up for this for the moment. Just delete that. That shouldn't be there. Select that, and we'll just do a little spin around and make sure everything else is in place. Yeah, okay, that's good. Now, so the next family you're going to use is that shoe plate, and that is, I've already imported that into the family. So you go into the project. So you're going to find this in structural connections. I think it's in. All right, see it there, structural connections. And here's the knife blade. So I'm going to left click and drag that across. Now it's on the end of my cursor. Okay. And sometimes this will come in. If you see here, place on face. Okay. If you've got that one selected, then it should actually place it in there. I'm just going to change that back to hidden line here. Okay. So I can see it a little bit better. And I want to eyeball it in, to be honest, just for the moment. I'm just going to position it like so. All right. Notice that if you hit the space bar, it'll move around for you as well. So depending which way you want the plate to go in, now, I don't even know if I have that absolutely spot on. Let me just check that. Let's pick that and just spin around here. No, look, it's off a little bit there, and that's where you got to be kind of careful here. So I'm going to delete that, and we'll try that again. It normally it picks up a column. It actually is kind of it's hosted by the column. So if I bring that over, get it in on the column here, something like that there. See if that has worked. Now you can see it's not absolutely perfect, but if I go back into here, right, and I'll just put on my shaded view here, I can pick out. There is the actual shoe. So now I'm going to manipulate this. Bring my arrows in here. Okay. All right. Now, what I want to do here is I just want to check the properties of this here. I've made it 310. If you remember, my column was 300 square. So I've made it 10 mil slightly bigger. All right. So I should be able to pull this out just a little bit here. So I'm kind of just eyeballing that in, trying to get it into the center. Let's check the 3D there now. Okay, that's not bad. So I'm seeing some of my uh, bolts come out there and come out here as well. And that's okay. All right. Now, it's not vertically correct. All right. So I'll go back to my north elevation here and I'll select that and with my arrow keys, can I drop it down? No, it won't drop down for me there. So let's pick it, see what level. It's in on the ground level, and I wanted it to come in kind of lower down onto that level there. All right. I don't think I'm getting an opportunity to drop that down. So I might just delete that and we'll try this one more time. Okay. Let's try it from this area here. See if that'll work. Okay. So remember, place on face. All right. So it doesn't like that. I'm going to go back into my ground floor plan then and see if it'll place on a vertical base. No, place on face there. Okay. And is it giving me an opportunity to put it in at the level I want it to come in at? I'm going to position it there and just see what that looks like there. Yeah, that's look, it's come in here. You've got to play around with this. There's I've generally found that it comes in a little bit easier than that, to be honest with you. But you can. It is fairly you can edit and manipulate it reasonably well too here. So again, I'm just gonna something like so. If I wanted the split, the vertical split up here to be the other way around, I can twist that as well. All right, now let's go back and check that in the north elevation. So we're looking good here now at this point. Okay, a little bit short, and there's the grid line as well. So I'm just going to. What's a little bit distorting here is the fact that obviously that is the slope column. So I wouldn't mind to get my plate right on the grid line. And I'm just going to see if I can use the align tool here, align. So I'm going to say to this, and that, there you go. Now I could lock that in place, all right? And if I did another elevation, say if I went to the west elevation, and I zoom in here, okay, it's right on the grid line there as well. Okay, so that's absolutely spot on where I wanted it. Back to the north, and you can see we have a little bit of a gap here. So in the type properties, I'm going to make the seat height. And again, all of these dimensions here are explained on the photograph. If you go back where you downloaded this from, there's an explanatory PDF photograph image which shows what all these dimensions refer to. So seat height is going to be 225. I'll just move over here a little bit and we'll go apply, up it goes, and that's it. All right. Now, so that is that's that one in place. Now, once you got one in place, all it is from there is a question of going into your ground floor plan and selecting, right? So the way, because I've got so many different items here, I just pull a big crossing box across. I go into my filter, I check none, and I just pick these ones here. Okay, I'll hit copy, make sure multiple is on. And again, I'll copy them from that intersection there and then drag them down and put them into where I want them into the other areas like so. And you can copy them all the way across, right? Now, the last thing that you're going to do is for this is that you want straight columns for this end here. So why don't we just select one of these, okay, like so. Filter again, check none. Okay, And let's copy that across. Let's just bring it across here. Right, let's go into the north elevation. And I should have it there. And all I'm going to do is grab that, grab the little grip that's here, straighten it up. Now I've got my straight column there, and everything is sorted here. Back to the ground, and then I will just select that one and move it. Again, operating on in here, making sure we're getting that center point there. Over to here, I'm going to position that. I think that came in it's on the D. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Now go to 3D there. So you got your slopey ones there and your straight there. And that sets you up nicely now to create all the columns that you need within for that reception area there. Okay.